Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for checking out Going Deeper. I'm your host, Matt, and I've got a great show planned for you today. You'll know my next guest from her appearances on such websites as Big Tit Cream Pie and CherryPimps.com. You can find links to all of her social media at StephanieTheStripper.com. Links in the episode description as always, but I do want to recommend you go and check out her OnlyFans at Stephanie the Stripper. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the stunning Stephanie Love. Stephanie, how are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
Not bad at all. It seems like I've had so many interviews as I'm preparing for this new season, but I've never had such a overflow, in a good way, of girls who really started out stripping first. It seems like a lot of the old interviews I did was a girl, I decide I want to get into porn, I'm just going to go right into porn. Or if I'm talking to newer girls, I'll go right through the OnlyFans route. You were actually a dancer first. It seems like, right? Was that correct?
Yeah, I was for 13 years.
There you go. I mean, so you are a vet when it comes to that, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask, how did you initially get your start in stripping, I guess, because that would be your entrance into the adult entertainment
I started
industry.
stripping when I was 19. I would have started at 18, but the laws in Nebraska say that you have to be 19 to be an adult. And I mean, I started, I think a month after my 19th birthday, I went to the strip club and got a job.
Now, was that just, you were set on it. You were dead set. It wasn't one of those things
I walked in there with a trench coat and a bikini and I opened it up and was like, hire me. And they hired me.
Okay. So then I have to ask this. You must have been a super fun fucking girl in high school.
Yeah. I was known for probably being the easiest girl.
So I read a little back history on you, and maybe we can touch on that if you're comfortable talking about it, because it was in the notes. But I mean, was that, without revealing, the rest, was that a real problem for your high school and the area you were in?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, I was literally I was getting gangbanged by 4 guys at once, multiple times at parties and everything. And so I was known as the big slut in school. And I ended up getting expelled my junior year. And I was like, cool, I can reinvent myself at a new school. But then I went to a tiny little farmer's school. And I walked in and they're all like, oh, there's a slut.
So let me ask you, how were you raised that makes it such a...
Oh, Mormon. I was raised Mormon. That's the part you were looking for, yeah.
That's what
originally from Salt Lake City, Utah, yes.
Okay, so that was just a hard rebel then, right? It seems like... Yeah.
Any rebelling I could do. I was also a middle child. So, I had middle child syndrome, bipolar, and they tried to raise me Mormon. So all of those combined, I was getting gangbanged.
All of those things combined just did not mesh with what you personally wanted to do. So you had to back that shit out. I get it. Okay, you're that young, you're getting gang. How do you even initiate that? I guess if you look like you and you're being fun, there's no guy that's going to say no, but I think even back in high school.
I would literally be like, bring that guy in the room, bring that guy. It was always me initiating.
You know what though? You're fun and bubbly, so you're not you maybe weren't that girl that was sleeping around in high school that people were like, that's Stephanie, blah, blah, blah. I think you were more guys were probably pining over you. Guys were oh, yo. And it's like, hey, I might get a chance with Stephanie this weekend, but you got to bring 3 other guys with you. It's like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. As long as I get my chance with Stephanie, we're all good to go,
So true.
So you started dancing in Nebraska. Big club, small club? What are we talking about?
A really small club. It was run by the Hells Angels, so it was definitely an experience to go through. I worked there only for at first a few weeks, and I really didn't like it. So I quit. I went down the road, got married, worked a call center, all that kind of stuff. And then after my first divorce, I'm like, let's go back to the strip club. And then I stripped all through my second marriage. And I mean, I just quit stripping probably 8 months ago. I was stripping for years.
Now, let me ask you, so 8 months ago when you quit, were you feature dancing?
No, I still feature. I just mean
Okay.
quit like working
Right,
at, I was working
consistently.
at an Iowa club.
Wow, wow, wow. You love that whole Midwestern thing, huh? It seems
Oh,
like.
I hate the Midwest. I
Uh,
absolutely hate it. But going into a Midwest club looking the way I do, I definitely
mhm.
get a lot of attention.
Good or bad? Good or bad? Because I could see it going either way.
Good. I just can't wear makeup. If I wear makeup, I won't make any money. But if I go in there with no makeup, I will make fucking thousands.
Really? So wait, what's the
Yeah.
makeup? You do your makeup very well, it seems
I
like
think
from what I've
guys
seen.
just they want a more obtainable girl, and
Okay.
girls that wear makeup, I guess. I have no idea. I literally kept spreadsheets and I was like, okay, absolutely no eyeliner.
You know what's so funny? You say that, and maybe you're serious, but you're laughing at it. I think strippers are the greatest salespeople in the world. I think they
Oh yeah.
understand trends better than anyone. I think they understand customers better than anyone.
Yeah.
You're selling, honestly, the world's greatest product, if we're being honest. But the guy is coming in with the intention of spending as little money as possible and getting as much mileage as possible is what I think
Yeah,
like the average consumer, right? So
absolutely.
and I'm gonna say I say this every interview now that I've done with a dancer, and I'll continue to say this. There is no better feeling from a guy who is not quote unquote a mark, and I don't want to say that in a negative way, but than watching the guy in the corner who's like, nope, I'm just hanging with my friends. I'm gonna have a couple drinks. I'm gonna spend $10, and then when they take Stephanie Love to the back and come back for the third trip to the ATM, I'm like, oh, she got him. Ooh, I like seeing that. Is that a good feel? If you know, okay,
Yes, I like it when they leave with their wallets empty and like they can't take out anymore.
okay. Let me
Like
ask you
their bank puts a hold on it. That's where we stop.
now. Now here's the thing. A lot of people look at big corporations as being negative for like taking you're not taking advantage of a person there. That's what I was
No.
trying to get to in my question. It's that unlike someone who buys a product that breaks and there's no warranty and there's none of that, you're providing a fun night, like
Yeah.
the most exciting night this guy's probably ever had. So most of these guys are willing to spend the money. Have you ever had a guy come back the next day and be like, that was my mortgage? I can't imagine it. I would
There
personally
was
be way
one
too
guy.
embarrassed. Yeah.
There was one guy. He was younger. I worked at an 18 and up club, and I believe he was about 19 years old, and he spent 800 in a row, $50 a dance, just playing with my feet. He was obsessed with my feet. And the next day he comes in with his roommate and I was like, hey, let's go back. Like I was so excited. And he's like, I'm not allowed to. And his roommate was like, fuck you. He can't pay his rent this month. And so I saw him like sitting in the back corner. I guess he was DD for his friend or whatever.
Mhm.
So he still had to go to the strip club, but his friend was punishing him. And so that was the only time that I was like, damn, well, at least he learned a life lesson. Don't spend all your money on a stripper.
They should do strippers like flight attendants, walk around with credit card signups with like good cash advances. We'll process them right in the back. We'll just give you the cash advance right off of the card, put it in your hand. Stephanie will bring it out to you.
Fuck yeah.
That would be the goal, right? So the smaller club you started, I mean, run by the Hells Angels. My next question was going to be how rowdy of a club was it?
Oh, it was pretty rowdy. I actually refused to work weekends because of all the fighting and stuff. Because also working at a club run by the Hells Angels, it wasn't like who started the fight lost their job. It was who won the fight kept their job. So these girls are fighting. I mean, I saw girls get stomped on like stairs, almost hit by cars. It was insane. And then like the customers would get in fights and like girls would get hit on stage. So I would just work weekdays where it was like low key, easy money, like few girls in the club. Yeah. The couple times I went in on weekends, I walked out. I was like, oh no. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. The whole club ended up getting bulldozed because it was so bad.
Really? Yeah. They just had to, yeah, and blessed and had holy water thrown on it. I understand.
Yeah, they threw the owner of the club off the Mormon Bridge, coincidentally. He lived. He didn't die. He lived. But, yeah, and then they bulldozed the club.
That's so fucked up.
He didn't pay taxes, I guess. So then the club was looked at bad. It was a whole thing.
Oh, I thought he didn't pay taxes, so they threw him off the bridge. That's how the government feels
The
like
Hells
to me
Angels threw
sometimes.
him off the
Oh,
bridge.
okay, okay. It wasn't the
Yeah.
IRS. Okay.
I mean, it could have been. I don't know.
So let me. Do you like? Okay. Do you like feature dancing as your own personal preference? And then also, any of the clubs you worked in when you worked as a dancer, did you like feature dances? Because I could see it, or dancers coming to your club. I could see it going both ways. As a
I've
feature dancer, it's got
never
to be
worked
great.
at a club with feature dancers.
Oh,
They've
really?
all talked about how they used to do that. They used to do that in the past, but like I've never actually worked at a club with feature dancers. And so being a feature dancer myself, I fucking love it. And I've worked at clubs where the girls won't look at me, they won't speak to me, anything. And then I worked at clubs where they're tipping me more than the customers are.
That's crazy. That's yeah. I mean, and do you just feel it right away when you walk into a club where it's going to
Yeah,
be negative like that?
definitely. And I've learned I do make a lot more money in the clubs where the girls aren't nice to me, which is kind of funny, but whatever.
Well,
It's like the smaller clubs where they're not so money hungry and so feisty. Those are the clubs that like the girls are nice.
well, you know what? Too though, obviously, a feature dancer, you're going to be bringing in more. That's why it's always like I don't
Yeah.
know if I was a girl working in a club, if I'd like it or dislike it, because yes, we're getting in twice, three times as much traffic, but at the same time, they're all here for you. So I would just be like, "Hi, second choice over here," you know.
Right. I'm also really bad at being aggressive. So if any of these girls know me, like the girls at the club at the Iowa Playhouse that I work, occasionally now I'll go back like every 6 months. They love it. They'll come to work that day because they know how shy I am and I don't approach customers. Unless a customer comes up to me, I'm not talking to you because I'm actually shy. On camera, I'm not shy. But the second the camera's off, I'm so fucking shy. I don't know why. And so I bring in a lot of people, but I don't take all their money. So
Sure. Okay. That's nice.
unless
That's
I
nice
know specifically that I can, then I will. Like, regulars at the club I got.
There was a great analogy. I know it's ridiculous to say it like this, but there was a great analogy on Shark Tank one time. Mark Cuban said, it's better to own 20% of a watermelon than 100% of a cherry. Something along those lines. So, yes, maybe I'm not going to be getting as many dances, but there's 3, 4, 5 times as many opportunities to do that. So I think that's when the salesperson really comes in. It's like, oh, I know you're waiting for Stephanie, but why don't you come back with a dance for me? I'll save your spot in line here, blah, blah, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, because that's also the thing. They do have to like stand in a line and wait for time with me, which I love.
Do you like that? The doting over you?
I do. I love that they line up and like at one club in New York City, they weren't allowed to speak to me without handing me money. They treated me like I was the fucking president. Like I had my private security walking me from the stage to my private room, and like some guy tried to talk to me that I knew, and he's like, "No," and then he had to wait in line and pay to speak to me. I really like that one.
I was at Exotica with my wife, and I had interviewed someone. Honestly, I cannot remember who it was now. Unfortunately, it's I've just interviewed so many people at this point. And I was like, I had a picture. I was like a screenshot of the interview we did. I was like, I'd like to go get this signed by that person. I think it would be kind of cool,
Yeah.
And Jen's my wife. We're walking around Exotica, and I'm like, oh my God, these people are waiting in a line. Who's waiting in a fucking line? And it wraps around the entire thing. And I get to the front of that line, and I go, that's the person I want the autograph from. Next time we will grab them. But it
was probably Adriana Chechek. She has the longest lines I've ever fucking seen. And she's admitted in many podcasts it's because she makes out with all of her fans. She will make out with every single man who stands in her line. And I'm just like, more power to you. Like, she is very, very into fucking all of her fans. And I wish I could be so accommodating, but I already get sick at every fucking Exotica. My first one, I made out with way too many people. Now I don't even kiss people. Like I'll give them little pecks on the cheek, and I'm still getting sick, so I won't do it.
I've been to a few of them now at this point since I've been doing this show, and I actually do. You like events like that in person?
I have social anxiety,
sure.
So it's really, really hard for me. But at the same time, I have a lot of fun. So it's just. I go in between wanting to fucking scream and cry, and oh my God, this is so much fun.
Maybe it's just I'm injured. I actually, when I went last year, I felt really bad for a lot of the performers because it seemed like for the first time. Now, again, this could just be fucking New Jersey. Who knows? But it seemed like for the first time, the guys were a lot more. The guys I had seen were a lot more like demanding, like oh, I'm going to take a picture with you. There's like grabs going on without asking about it. And the girls are just kind of. Oh,
yeah. And I'm a fucking cunt. I've backhanded a few guys. I've definitely hit a few guys. The last Exotica I was at, I was walking around and I was like, the next guy to fucking touch my body is goddamn getting it. And then some guys like come sit on my lap and I just started screaming and berating him. And he went to the ATM. He did good. He came back with money, but I was so fucking annoyed with him. I wouldn't even take his money. I said, give it to my friend. I don't want you touching me.
That's crazy.
I mean, all you got to do to fucking put your arm around me or take a photo is $20 fucking. And then all these guys do come in so entitled. Oh, well, you're walking around naked. I can take a photo of you. No, I'm walking around naked. Hand me $20 fucking, and then you can take a photo of me.
See, the worst part was, though, these guys, I agree with you 1,000%. I'd throw those fuckers out. But the worst part was these guys were paying and then it was immediately like, oh, now I get to do whatever. And it's like, hey, bud, you don't. You don't.
Yeah, and that is a problem. I have a really injured nipple right now, and that was a problem because then a guy came and grabbed my boob, and he actually re-ripped it open. It was sewn shut a couple months ago from my piercing being ripped out. And so that happened in February, and then in April at Exotica, a guy grabbed my boob so hard that it actually reopened, and when I took my pasty off, it was covered in blood.
Oh.
Probably should have went to the hospital that night, but I wanted to get some sleep.
I think that's fair.
Right. So, and I still had one more day of Exotica. So every single time a man handed me money, I was like, do not touch my fucking tit. I was like, you can nicely touch this. And they're a little traumatized by the way I speak to them. But I really learned now, I've done like 6 Exoticas, that you have to be a fucking bitch. Or else these men will act like they're in control and they're not. They're not.
I love how you're talking about in control as your camera falls down.
I know. I keep accidentally kicking the tripod.
We're going to take a break.
But I also know head of security. I'm a fucking bitch. And I'll be like, I'm going to call Jeff head of security every time.
Well, I saw, it was funny. I brought my wife, and my wife is a little more vanilla. She'll help me with the show. But when I brought her, Alex Cole, we were waiting in line because I had emailed her. We had exchanges about setting up an interview. And I just wanted to say, hey, this is me in person. I would love to still do this if it's possible. So the guy before us paid for a 5-minute foot session or something where
I love those guys.
She would just rub her feet. And I'm telling Jen, I go around the side and peek. And she goes, I don't want to go look. I go look at that man having feet jammed in his mouth. And she goes, okay. And she looked and she goes, I don't know that this world is for me. I go, this world is exactly for me. Nothing is better than some man going, here's $50. Would you please put your foot in my mouth in front of thousands of people? I think it's so funny and fun. And hey, if you fucking like it, you like it, right?
Right. Yeah. I had a guy come up to me and his entire Instagram was pictures of my feet from professional videos. And he's like, $300, come up to my hotel room. And I'm really into femdom, so I like braiding guys. And I was like, no, you little fucking bitch, get on the goddamn ground now. And I have a video of $300 I made him cash at me before we started. And it's in front of everybody at Exotica. And yeah, he's deep throating my foot and he loved it.
Stephanie, you were so much fun. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. I want to play a game. I got some more questions for you about content in the future. Folks, I'm talking to Stephanie Love today. You can find her at stephaniethestripper.com. Links to all of her social media. Make sure you follow it there. But most importantly, I want to recommend you follow her at Stephanie the Stripper on OnlyFans. Go sign up. It's so important to these people that they know they have your support. Otherwise, the content dries up. If you're not selling, you're not making. You're going to put Stephanie in a fucking office somewhere working 9 to 5 if you don't go sign up on OnlyFans at Stephanie the Stripper. We will be right back after this.
Do you have that gotta finish feeling that just won't quit? Would Mistress be disappointed in the seed you've spilled? Now might be the time to try Goontrex. Goontrex, the first clinically tested YWF2 ejaculate inhibitor, allows mommy's pay pigs to pound all day without the complications of post-nut clarity.
Side effects include loss of income, loss of home, loss of family, backed up prostate, homicidal rage, and dry basketball shorts.
So if you're a quick shooter with a family that you're ready to ignore, talk to your doctor and see if Goontrex is right for you. Goontrex. Keep it in all night and get back to gooning for a goddess. Brought to you by yourworstfriend.com.
When the world tells you to go away, stop, leave, go. Don't. Instead, just come. Come, the new fragrance by the podcast that made you squirt. Available now at yourworstfriend.com. Come here, come there, come anywhere. Just come.
And we're back. I am here today with Stephanie Love. Stephanie the Stripper. I just want to keep calling you Stephanie the Stripper, though. I don't know.
That was my first porn name. My old agent changed it. So you can just call me Stephanie the Stripper.
Stephanie Love. You've earned your name. Stephanie Love. You can find her at stephaniethestripper.com. But I also want to recommend, make sure you check out her OnlyFans at Stephanie the Stripper. Stephanie, I want to play a game here with you today. Do you consider yourself a pretty intelligent person?
Recently.
Okay, that makes that means there's only one of us on this that is intelligent, because as I try and play this game, it is absolutely
I did have like
terrible.
a 4.0 in college and everything, but that got me so far.
It's funny. I was doing an interview with someone the other day, and we were just talking. She was talking about how she likes to be gangbanged, blah blah blah, this and that, and then she tells me, she's like, so I'm actually a doctor in my real life. Like, she is a doctor. And I work in clinical research. I'm like, the two of us are here curing cancer while also talking about how you like to get gangbanged. It's a cool world we live in, right? All right, Stephanie, let's play lewd letters.
Okay.
Stephanie, have you ever played Scattergories?
Oh, I'm dyslexic, so now I'm going to look like a fucking idiot.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. I didn't know it was spelling. Yeah, no, I'm not intelligent. Dyslexic as fuck.
Look, it's all fun. It's just fun. We're just going to have fun. I have to use Chat GPT to come up with these answers a lot of the time, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the question, you give me a short answer, right? Okay. I know that sounds stupid, but there's no correct answer. As long as you say something, you get a point. So here's an example. Ready? Okay. Name a car company.
A car company, Ford.
Name a computer company.
Mac.
Boom. 2 for 2. See how easy that is? You're great. Now here's the tough part. Every one of your answers has to begin with the same letter. Okay?
Okay.
The letter was randomly selected for you before the game. Your letter is H, as in happy. H? Yes. I know I just made a field goal symbol, like if we're playing fucking, but it's H.
Definitely not H, but it's okay.
I have 10 questions for you. You will have 69 seconds to answer all of them. You can pass at any time. We'll come back to them if you'd like to pass. Some are sex related and some are world related or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
The dyslexic thing really threw me off because I am too a little bit. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm struggling to even read the directions to this fucking thing. We are screwed here. All right. Stephanie, at the end of me reading the first question, your time will start. Okay. Everything out of your mouth for the next 69 seconds has to begin with the letter H. Otherwise, you don't get a point. Pass at any time. We'll come back to it. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
3? Okay. Sorry. There's no countdown. I read the thing. Okay. Number 1. Name a sex position or act.
Hand job.
Name something to drink.
Hot tea.
There you go. Name a body part to come on.
Hand.
Okay. A female name.
Hannah.
Okay. Name a porn website.
Hotmilfsfuck.com, my first one.
Name a fashion brand.
Fuck. Hot Topic.
Perfect.
Is that a fashion brand? Yeah.
Well, I'm counting it. 30 seconds left. Something you like about a male performer.
Happiness.
Okay. Name a food brand.
Hot dogs. Is that a food brand? That's
Not a brand. No.
Oh, fuck.
Where you put on hot
Honey
dogs.
buns. Honey buns.
Honey buns are
That's
fine.
a food brand, right?
The name of a
That
no,
is a
you're
food
good.
brand.
You're good. You win. 10 seconds. The name of a celebrity you'd fuck.
Oh, Heath Ledger. Even with him dead, let's fuck him.
Make up 3 seconds. Make up a porn title. Time is up. That last one's subjective. You could have just said Honey, hand job, honeys 3. See, that's literally all that's coming up. You got 9 out of 10 though. For someone who is, that's phenomenal. For someone who claims to be dyslexic, I don't believe it. I think you read everything very well and visualize.
Well, I didn't have to read. That was part of what helped if you were reading.
Stephanie, I want to talk about some of your content. What type of content do you like to produce, either for your own stuff or what type of stuff do you like to shoot for mainstream?
My favorite is being outnumbered by men. So, as many men as possible. That's really my favorite.
That's my favorite to watch too, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I'm going to have to come full circle in my porn watching and go back to like innocent kissing and stuff. Because at some point, I know, but you can only add so. I guess that's not true, huh? You can't only add so many men.
I have to watch 2 going into a woman at once to come. If there's not 2, like some sort of double penetration, whether it's double badge, double anal, or DP, I need it.
And what's that come from? Do you like just the attention on the girl?
I really like the attention on the girl. And then I had never been double badged until a year ago. And the second it happened to me, it became an obsession. And so I really like being double badged.
What's that feel like? Can you describe
Kind
it?
of like giving birth. Kind of like giving birth.
Okay.
You're stretched the fuck out. Like if you look up the pictures of me, it says Mormon MILF does double badge. Like I look like I'm giving fucking birth.
I've always wondered, okay, obviously in porn, everything's acceptable, everything's good, but both guys in a double vag, aren't they half working themselves off based on you and half on themselves?
Yeah.
Like them 2
And
guys rubbing
most
together?
Straight guys don't like it. They'll do it. But I like doing it with bisexual men because then they like really don't mind having their dick just rubbing up against another one.
Sure. So how?
Because like at least in DP there's that little bit of skin, but I mean they got nothing.
That's fair. What number? I actually talked about this with a new girl the other day, and I found it interesting. What number do you consider the minimum for a gangbang?
Probably 4.
Okay, airtight, 1 around. She said, now I don't know, maybe this speaks to her, what her career is going to be in the future. She said minimum of 6. Okay.
No.
2 holes, 3 holes, 1 in each hand is 5. And then one guy, that's what I said to her. One guy just kind of hanging out, like looking, like that's, not a great spot. All right. So you say 4.
I don't know, because when I Google gangbang on Pornhub, I feel like the minimum's 4 usually, because that's my go-to Google every morning to get out of bed.
Gotcha. Some people go to MSN News, but no, not Stephanie Love here. So how many have you shot with then? Like, what is the most amount? Again, I'm getting to an escalating point where I've
never done a gangbang on camera.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's really upsetting. I just signed with my 4th agent, and every single time I sign with a fucking agent, I'm like, please get me a gangbang. And I haven't got one yet. I think because I don't do anal, and that's why they haven't booked me for a gangbang, which doesn't make sense because you can double badge it just as easy.
Sure.
But I've never done one, but I have done like an orgy where I took 9 guys at once, but I had to share it with another girl.
Yeah, but 9 on 2 is pretty good. 4.5 for 1.
There was 3 other girls actually.
3. Yeah. Okay.
I cut one of them out of the video, but
did you really? Why was that? You don't have to tell me who it was.
Because she was just a fucking hoe. I didn't like her. She was the bad kind of hoe. She had a bad attitude and she started a lot of shit. She got kicked out of AVN over her attitude. So, I mean, I wasn't the only one.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a great. How do you decide who you're going to work with in terms of your own content?
At that time, I had a brand manager, and after that orgy, I fired my brand manager and said, "No man will ever dictate who I fuck." I mean, mainstream's one thing, but this was a collab gone absolutely fucking shit and ruined like 90% of people's AVNs. Not this year, but the year before. Like this orgy literally ruined the AVNs for everybody. And so I'm just very picky. I'm very, very picky now.
But wait, why did it ruin?
Because she lied about a test. She lied about a test, and she came into orgy with chlamydia.
Yeah. Is that the golden rule in porn? You cannot break that with testing, right?
Yes, and I've had two guys recently. One paid me for a collab, and the other tried to charge me for a collab. Fucking loser. They both fake test recently. So now, like, I'm not shooting with content creators anymore because of it. I'm only shooting with mainstream guys. Because if a guy is mainstream, he's held up to a higher standard. You can't fake your test because the directors go into the pass system and actually look at it. There's no faking it. But these content creators, they keep faking tests. They're finding ways to Photoshop it or lying about it. And it's so dumb.
You know what I always find so crazy, and I found it crazier interviewing the newer girls. I didn't realize how much you girls are on the hook for stuff sometimes earlier in the career and this and that. I guess if you reach superstardom, they'll pay for everything, maybe not.
I mean, maybe Sleegler girls. I don't think so. I mean, I pay over $400 a month for my testing, as well as I can't get tested in my hometown. So when I need to go get tested, what do I got to do? Jump on a flight, go get fucking tested, and then fly home. And so I just find it so irritating that guys can't fucking go get tested because most of these guys live in LA or Florida. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you literally have the opportunity to go get tested, and you can't get tested at your doctor. There's absolutely no free testing or anything like that. You have to get tested at these certain places, but so fucking what? It's because so many of these men are in it just to fuck. They're not making a goddamn dollar from their videos. Like one guy that faked a test on me, I mean, he paid me $1,500 for a video that he never made $1 on. Mm-hmm. So these guys are losing constantly money, traveling and trying to pretend like they're making money when they're not. They're just in it to fuck. And those are the ones faking the test. It's not the guys actually making money.
The faking a test is obviously a huge problem, but do you have an issue if guys don't put out content that you've shot?
Yes. Really? And then they'll hit me up again for another fucking video. And I'm like, absolutely not. You never put out the last one. Or they'll take 8 months to send me the fucking video.
Sure. I have 30 episodes of this show I'm going to record before editing. So I'll see you next year, Stephanie, when this eventually comes out. So you are cognizant then of your brand. You understand that shooting a scene is not just getting a payment for you. This needs to benefit you elsewhere as well, whether it's social media, whether it's boosting your many vids. And how do you, so can I ask this, and maybe this is a personal question, you can back away. Why did you never make the move to LA or Florida or any of that? Or did you?
I can't talk about that.
Okay. Fair enough.
I was living in LA last year for 6 months, and I was with a shit agent that didn't give me one scene in that 6 months. So living in LA and not getting any mainstream work really gets expensive.
Sure.
Really expensive.
Yeah, I get that. What? Yeah. I could say. So
I obviously left that agent, so I now get work. But that was the time that I was renting a place there, and it just wasn't worth it. And then I switched agencies, and they started getting me only work in Miami too. So when I got with Hussy Models, they're primarily in Miami. I was renting a place in LA, and I was like, this is absolutely pointless.
Okay.
There was 1 month that I didn't even go to my place in LA.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, but then, okay. Well, no, you already said you can't talk about that. You witnessed a murder and now you're in witness protection. I understand. That'd be so funny if I guessed that right and you're like, shit. And you just hang up and I went,
I don't think I'd be on the internet sucking dick in witness protection.
No, all the mobsters know you as Stephanie the stripper. That's why you're Stephanie Love now.
True.
That's it.
And I have got a lot of plastic surgery. I got like a new face and a new body. So I mean,
really? Okay. See, I read. Okay, I love your PR agent right now, Erica.
I love her too.
Is such a sweetheart. Okay. I love the beginning of your bio here. Okay. Known for her incredible ink, body, and cocksucking skills, Stephanie Love is a Midwestern girl working her way to the top of the smut biz and raising her body count. Whoa. That makes me excited. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy that. That's a good, that tells me everything I need to know. So going back to it real quick, and again, personal stuff, more than welcome. How many people from your high school know what you do?
Everybody.
Okay.
I went to Outback Steakhouse last night because I wanted some fucking steak.
Mhm.
And I'm at home visiting family right now. So I walk in and the manager comes up to me and he's like, "You're Stephanie, right?" And I just assumed he knew me from porn. And he's like, "Yeah, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Oh shit, I know you from middle school. I thought you knew me from the other thing." And he's like, "Oh, I still follow your Facebook. I know about the other thing too." And some of the guys that used to be at parties when I got gangbanged, they would come to the club when I was still working there and be like, "We remember you." And I'm like, "Haha, you wish." And I got my water heater installed a year ago, and the guy was like, "You look really familiar." And it hit me once he gave me his card and I read his name that he was the guy thinking about butthole for the first time during a 4-guy gangbang. And
Okay. So here's the thing. I met my wife at 19, so my body count is quite low. Are you offended when a guy doesn't remember
mine
that?
was in the 60s already.
Are you offended if someone doesn't remember having slept with you?
Oh my God, a little bit. One guy, he denied it, and I don't understand why. He came to the club and spent so much money, and he was the second guy I ever slept with. We were sleeping together for 6 months. I remember puking on his dick in the woods, fucking him in movie theaters. We did all those things, you find ways to fuck when you're in high school and you have responsible parents that don't let you fuck in your house. And he was denying it to all of his friends. But he still expended all this money saying how much he wanted to fuck me. And I don't know if he was just fucking stupid and forgot 6 months of fucking me. Or I don't know.
I can't process that either. I would go around telling. I would be like Chris
there's
Farley
a lot
and
of guys
Billy
that
Madison.
lie about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that lie about it, and I like to call them out for it. And then I used to drink. I'm 3 years sober, and they'll be like, "Well, you were really drunk." And I'm like, "So you're admitting a rape?" Because I have a detailed list in my phone. I keep an Excel spreadsheet that I've had since high school of every fucking name on there. So even when I was a drunk little hoe, I'd be like, "Let me put down this guy's name." And some of the names are funny as fuck because they're not real names. They're just identifying characteristics.
Bent dick left. Bent dick right.
But I mean, enough to remember who the fuck I slept with. I definitely remember everybody I've slept with.
Well, I was so excited when you played that game with me earlier that I did not ask you the tiebreaker question, okay?
What was it?
Here's the tiebreaker question. For the tiebreaker, according to the Internet Adult Film Database.com, IAFD.com, which lists all of your mainstream scenes, as of this recording, how many male performers have you worked with?
How many men have I worked with?
Yeah, male performers, yep. Okay. Do you want to take a guess? Because what I'm going to do is whoever gets closest.
Well, I don't know because, there's so many scenes I've done that are considered amateur to some people, but mainstream to others. So it's so hard to even say how many scenes I've been in because my first agent would send me to so many scenes that I'm like, are these accredited to my career or did I just...
For sure. In this one, I guess we're more talking about just there's one girl with
because I didn't even know I was on Big Tits Cream Pie. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
There you go.
I'm definitely known for Bang Bros. That's who I shot for the most. But I have no idea what Big Tits Cream Pie is.
I'll look it up. Here's what okay, so give me a number. What do you think? Just a rough guess.
Let's go with 40. Let's go with 40.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it was 94.
Fuck? Okay, I've made over 300 OnlyFans videos. And so that's a good...
Those don't count.
Probably, but those don't count. 94. Mm-hmm. Someone's lying.
These are all on. Have you ever been to look up movie things on imdb.com, the Internet Movie Database?
Yeah, they switched my credits with the other Stephanie Love. So now I have all of her movies and she has all my movies.
Okay, so there is a IAFD, Internet Adult Film Database. And they are basically the same thing.
That's so funny. I never knew about this. I'm looking myself up right now.
Yeah, there is another Stephanie Love one here.
Yeah, some brunette bitch. When I first Googled her, when I started 2 years ago, she didn't pop up. And then when I put my first scene out, she popped up. And then she disappeared again. And I was like, well, if you want to stay relevant. These are OnlyFans videos.
Are they? No, I don't
Yeah, these aren't mainstream.
I'm not even
They even say like many vids next to them.
Wait a minute. Okay, well,
and they do have the other girls' work too. They have like 2008, Mile High. I was 17 years old.
But here's what I'll do. Click scene pairings. Do you see that at all? Maybe not on mobile. I don't know.
I don't.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Stephanie, let's take a break. We will come right back, play one last game, and then get you out of here while you look up your Internet Adult Film history. Stephanie Love is my guest today. You can find links to all of her social media at stephaniethestripper.com, but I especially want to recommend you check her out on OnlyFans at Stephanie the Stripper. Links to everything in the episode description as always. We will be right back.
Tuesday. This Tuesday, come on down to the YourWorstFriend.com arena and see Glam Slam. Come see all of your favorites, including Pinealius, Thyrulium, and Pancreosa. What happens when Ovarium leaves her homeworld to clash with the beast himself, Testosaurus Sex? Go to YourWorstFriend.com now for tickets.
All right, we're back. I'm here with Stephanie Love, stephaniethestripper.com, and make sure you check out our OnlyFans at Stephanie the Stripper. Stephanie, I have a game for you today that, again, I designed very high one night while putting this show together, and I am quite embarrassed by it. But if you don't mind, I would love to grant one of your wishes that you talked about earlier. Let's play Ladies' Choice. Ladies' Choice is a game where you, the world-famous porn star, get to build your own celebrity fantasy gangbang, okay? I am going to ask you to live in this fantasy world here where anal may be acceptable. Is that okay?
Well, I have my first anal scene in like 23 days, so it's
wonderful.
Happening.
Okay, wonderful. Here's the catch. You don't actually get to determine the participants in your fantasy celebrity gangbang. There's an athlete wheel, an artist wheel, and a third wheel is just a guy.
I don't know any athletes, so that will be fun.
Well, that's a question I have for you, but okay. Your job while building this gangbang is to tell me who goes where.
Okay.
And then you tell me your logic for it. Like, did you pick a guy with great abs to, be in your mouth because you'd like to look at the abs?
No, that's the one I want to ride because I want to grind my clits on the abs.
I understand. That makes sense. See, I didn't think about it logically like you did. Like, I
specifically like guys with six packs just for that reason. I leave bruises on them.
Stephanie, let me spin these wheels and we'll play Ladies' Choice, okay?
Okay.
Let's play Ladies' Choice. Tiger Woods. Ryan Gosling. Gary Ridgway.
Your first person is Tiger Woods, obviously. 5 times. Oh, no. I got my stats wrong on this. Probably the second winningest golfer of all time, but the highest earning moneymaker of all time. Ryan Gosling. Okay. Is he Ken enough for you? Right?
Yes.
That's the question. I didn't see that movie. Number 3.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Gary Ridgway. So there are pros to him. He's a factory worker, so he's got benefits. That's great, right?
But I don't care about that.
Right. Well, the con is, as I close this so you can see them. Oh no, now my head's in the way. You know what Ryan Gosling looks like.
Funny.
Gary Ridgway was known as the Green River Killer, and he murdered 49 people. So if you would please, Stephanie, build for me your Ladies' Choice gangbang. Tiger Woods, Ryan Gosling, and this gentleman here, Gary
Ryan
Ridgway.
Gosling gets my pussy because he just seems like that kind of guy. I have a really hard time taking really big dick in my pussy, but my asshole seems to be stretchier. I have a feeling Tiger Woods is packing heat, so he gets my asshole. And then Mr. Murderer guy looks like he probably comes in 5 seconds, so he gets my mouth.
Okay, I think that's fair. Thank you very much. I had always thought, okay, and here's why you made a great decision, not having Gary Ridgway here behind you. Strangler. Okay? Strangler. Now, he's not going to strangle you with a 3-inch dick, right? Like I assume most serial killers have.
And just, I've met a lot of weirdos that look like him, and they all have micro penises, and they come in 5 seconds. Like, I think that's probably part of his anger of why he murdered so many women. He can't fucking, he's got something wrong with his dick. Usually the attracting factor. I'm just gonna assume he had ED or came in 5 seconds, and that's why he was a murderer.
I think so. I mean, it sounds likely. I didn't delve.
Did he just murder women?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
I try and not say that.
It was a fucking penis problem. It was a penis problem.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. So he gets mouth.
Okay. You know what, though? That's not a terrible consolation prize. According to my
it's not.
my spreadsheet
I have a fucking
here.
killer mouth.
According to my spreadsheet, known for her incredible ink, agreed, body, agreed, and cocksucking skills, which I have seen on video. So wonderful, wonderful. You said something interesting there. You said you feel like your ass is stretchier than your pussy. How does that work? And also, it's not crazy. I've heard that from so many newer girls coming into porn. What is the deal with that?
I mean, that's just biology. That's how your body's made. And I mean, like, you can obviously, your pussy, I measured my pussy. I have a really shallow pussy. Mine's only 3.5 inches deep, but your intestines are God knows how long. Sure. I don't know how long they actually are. But like, I put a 40 centimeter long dildo in my asshole one time.
Whoa.
I got fucked in my pussy. And with the 40 centimeters, like, as it goes through your intestines, you just feel little pops. I feel like all your nerve endings are just like on the actual, like, you know, butthole, but you just feel little pops going through your intestines. So I feel like your ass can take way more.
What a crazy clinical way to describe something so sexy as a 40. I enjoy that. So Stephanie, what can we look? Okay, you already mentioned one thing. What can we look for you in the future? You have an anal scene coming up in 23 days. You said.
Yes, that's with Perv City. So that will be coming out. Also, I don't know. I just signed with a new agency, so they're just now like getting me bookings. This just happened a couple days ago, so I'm in like a transition phase.
But how about, do you shoot any of your own content for your OnlyFans and stuff like that?
Yes.
So what do we have? Any ideas coming up? Do you have anything that's been sitting there that you're like, fuck, I got to edit this, but it's such a good scene? I've talked to so many girls who are like, I have 25 scenes that I just don't have time to edit.
I edit the good scenes first.
Gotcha.
So the back burner scenes, they still, like, I have one, it's a foursome with me and 3 girls and a guy, and he like plays a pool boy in Costa Rica, and like it would have been one of my bestseller scenes, but little bitch couldn't handle us, and so there's no pop shot. Those are usually the ones that get put on back burner, and I can call him a little bitch because he kept crying. He kept crying.
He kept crying?
Yes, he couldn't finish the video. He said me and his friend, my friends, intimidated him so much because all we do is talk about big dick. Well, okay, for starters, he photoshopped his dick on the internet.
Ooh.
So when we all met him, we all had to look like, oh shit, okay. And I guess my friend kind of expressed that out loud. Like, if you Photoshop, there's a lot of male content creators that are photoshopping their dick on the internet, and it's really annoying because like we're gonna see that, and it's false advertising.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That's crazy to me that anyone would do that. Like, I'm gonna have to confront it at some point. Obviously,
it's funny because I've seen articles like showing guys in their own or their Twitter videos, and then it will show the guys in their mainstream like photos and videos, and they're getting called out for it, but they're still doing it. Yeah, so I don't have any like really good ones on the back burner right now. I do have one with Alexis Fox coming out though.
Oh, wonderful!
That comes out this week. She straps me with a dildo. It's pretty fun.
There you go. I mean, that's something you got to check out. Are you okay? I've asked this recently too. Are you more? It's got to be 51% to 49. Girls or guys?
Oh, I love penis.
Okay.
I love penis. I love penis. So, I fuck women and I dated women, but it's like 5% I want a pussy. Not like I would actually rather have a trans woman because like a dick and tits. Holy fuck, that's the best thing in the world.
I said that with someone earlier this week. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not into the dick portion, so I would just be okay with the tits. But I understand how if you're bisexual, that's the best of all worlds for you, right?
It really
there.
is.
Yeah,
it really
yeah. What is a type of scene, Stephanie, that you have no interest in shooting? Whether it's like a taboo you're not really interested in, or a fetish you can't really care about.
I don't do age play. I won't act like I'm younger. And I'm about to get a full set of braces, so I don't know what I'm going to get booked for. But I won't do age play.
You won't play younger? Not even 20? Like, nothing?
Okay, there's like, I'll play like college student. I will not play younger than that.
Gotcha.
And like the lines kind of blur. Like they want you to act like you're in high school, and that's where I'm like, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right. My former co-host, his wife is an OnlyFans creator, and one of the first requests they got after they found the courage to like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna step out and make. The first guy was like, hey, can you do a custom video? Can you keep telling me you're 14 years old the entire time? It's like,
yes, I get that
and block.
So often.
Really?
Yeah, I get guys that video call me on Sex Panther, and they'll start out light and then they'll get really creepy. And if I hit the end call, I lose money. So I'll just stop and be like,
stop responding. Yeah.
This one guy in particular, he's been calling me for 3 years. I'll block him and he'll make a new account, and I always know it's him, because then he'll start talking and he wants me to keep repeating it, and when I won't repeat the nasty fucking things he says, he hangs up. And so it's always my goal to just get him to hang up.
That's, I think there's a lot more creeps in the world than I ever expected. I always knew there were, but like when you hear these stories again, I don't care what anyone does as long as everyone is 18 plus and there's no dogs in the room, right?
That's where I draw the line.
It's not my business, but like that or violence. I don't like real extreme violence personally.
I kind of do, so it's whatever.
Well, let me ask you to differentiate between the two, because this is a good thing I think we've put together this week. Rough versus violence, okay? I think you see girls posting pictures online, like, have you ever left a set with a black eye where you were like, best shoot I've ever done?
No, but I have seen girls like that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
My best shoot I ever did was CNC. He didn't leave me with bruises, but I mean, it was rough.
Sure.
It was,
Sure.
Yeah. It was borderline violent. I loved it though.
You loved it. Okay. As long as you enjoyed it.
To everything. Sure. Yeah.
As long as you enjoyed it at the end, that's really all that matters. We're going to wrap this one up, Stephanie. Stephanie, you've been so great to talk to today. My guest tonight, the stunning Stephanie Love. Check the episode description, follow her across all social media. Go to StephanieTheStripper.com and make sure you check out her OnlyFans at Stephanie the Stripper. Stephanie, thanks so much for coming on with me.
Thank you.